Hi, welcome to Delicate Dark Girl. It's the 9th day, and today is, as you may or may not have seen, the 9 best beauty finds of the year. So we're going from anything from 2009, anything that I got in 2019. Yeah, so I'm wearing all the runners up on my face. That's the list there. We'll go in order of face. So we're going to start with skincare. This is the best thing. It really squeezed its way in here during the month of November. L'Oreal Paris Revitalift the Night Moisturizer. They have a day one. They have a one with more SPF, I believe, because it's the day one. And they have other versions of this. This is the one that I had a coupon for. So this is the one I bought. Quite expensive. Now, you might hear me say something's expensive or not that expensive. Let me tell you what that means to me, so you can have a gauge of what that means on the Delicate Dark Girl channel. When it comes to skincare, anything above $10 is expensive. When it comes to makeup, all makeup, especially lipstick, anything over $6 is expensive. Anything over $20 is quite expensive. And take into account that's eyeshadows, foundations, all that stuff. Now, because I say something's expensive, I don't automatically put that as unaffordable. It's just expensive. Like, you will be expending more money for it. I don't like to use the terms affordable and unaffordable when talking about makeup anymore, mostly because I feel it puts limitations. It puts mental blockage on me personally to call something unaffordable when it's just makeup. It's going to have a finite number. It's not a house. So to me, unaffordable is something you have to take personally. And I may have said it like a Freudian slip, but I don't really want to say affordable and unaffordable anymore because, one, affordable to me is anything I budget for. If I want something, I will save and plan for it, and then I'll get it. I don't care how long it takes me to save for a makeup product. I'm not that pressed about getting it in a certain time frame, maybe because it's the newest thing or whatever. That's not as important to me as do I want it or not. So if I want it, that's when I start to budget for it, and I put a tiny bit of expendable money away. I don't put myself in a predicament over makeup just so that I can say I got something. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, so now we're back off of that tangent. The reason why this is the winner of the year, because one, me and my father both use it. Let me tell you how I got it at the beginning of November, the very first week of November. I used it the entire month of November. The way they said to use it for 4 weeks and you notice a difference. Honestly, honest, I noticed a difference. And my father laughed and he was like, "You're too young, you don't have it, what face problems you have, what wrinkles?" First of all, it's not even about wrinkles and all that stuff. It was just about the condition and quality of my skin's like elasticity. I felt it, I saw it. I was watching like a hawk, because like I said, it was expensive, and I don't regret buying expensive things to try them out, but I want to know whether it's working or not, because that would depend on if I repurchase it. That means I have to budget for this expensive thing, right? And I was looking at every fine detail. My dad's been using it for about 2 weeks now. I asked him how he's feeling about it, and he said it's doing wonders. He said that thing is doing wonders for my skin. And I was like, I tried to tell you, because I started using it like 3 weeks before he did. So it's got a tacky feel to it when you put it on, but then it dissipates. The feeling dissipates and it kind of just stays with your skin. It's a great makeup base, I found. I like putting night moisturizers on in the daytime, but I was using this at night. I wash my face, tone it sometimes with micellar water, and then go to bed with this on. The elasticity of my skin was better. I felt like it was more It was alive and less dull. There's probably other great things, but this to me has been really fantastic. So, and my dad really likes it. I don't think he realizes you don't have to use that much. He's digging his finger in here like it's a tub of Vaseline, and I'm like, Father, let's move on. But anyway, if you don't like strong smells, that's another thing you might not like about that. It's got a strong smell just when you open it, and it's really fragrant. Moving on, primer. This is Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And you know, I mean, sometimes people, you know, it's not that the primer was bad. It's just, you know, I wasn't really feeling it at the time. It's not that I actually found it this year as much as I found out about how good it was this year. I was using it to hurry up and get rid of it when I realized that it was really good. This is the winner. The underdog. It's not an underdog in everyone else's life. It's just an underdog to me because I was really talking shit about this. And then all of a sudden, I'm using it almost every day. It's in my to-go bag. I bought the big one. Like, number 3 is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Another thing, like I said, I'm not someone who buys things just because it's the newest thing or the rage. Okay, people have been talking about double wear for many years, and I was not going to buy it until I felt like I could budget and get it. I did. Now so I got it for myself, and it blew my mind because I didn't feel any way about the brand or anything like that. When I finally was like, you know what, I want to have some Estee Lauder. I want to try the double wear. I had to go to 2 different stores, but I finally got it at the Macy's counter, like I told you guys. If you haven't seen that video, it's in that one. I like how it really has very minimal transfer, especially given my job. And I like the finish. It's matte, right? But it's not super matte to the point of feeling uncomfortable. It's a very soft matte, like soft matte. And for someone who doesn't like dermaplane and have texture on their face and is going to leave it there, it goes well with the texture, like as in it doesn't overemphasize things that you might not want emphasized, but it doesn't feel like you're putting too much of something on. Moving on is Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes Mascara. This mascara is an art. It's an art. What it does to my lashes is an art. Everyone might not have the same what they want out of a mascara and etc. Everyone doesn't have the same expectation out of their eyelashes. But let's just clarify. I have curly, short lashes. This makes them longer and fuller, and I just love it. I just love it. And you know I love mascara. I love my mascaras for all the different things that they do. I like to pick mascaras that I know will perform in different ways depending on the feeling that I want that day. And this one is kind of like a chameleon. So whenever I don't have any particular thing that I'm going for, this ends up being the thing that I need. So that's why it became the winner of the year. We're gonna back it up and go back to skincare land. Is this. Now this is bottle number 2. I use this every day before I go to work. Like right when I wake up in the morning, you know, I wipe my face down. I've been wiping my face with micellar water and then I spray this on it. And I just really like what it's done for my skin. It helps me feel like it's moisturized, and I never get too oily when I spray this on. So that's on days when I'm not wearing makeup and stuff. I don't really spray this over makeup. I wouldn't spray this over my makeup. I feel like it wouldn't do what it's supposed to do. One thing, it definitely leaves some sort of barrier between you and the outside world on your skin. That's the thing about this. It hydrates the skin and everything, but I definitely feel like there's a thin layer between you and the world. It was like controlling my pores, I think. I feel like this helped control how big my pores were getting or something. I don't know. Again, we're back to the eyes. And this is, well, it's got no name anymore, but it used to be Black Radiance. CA6421. It's their waterproof liquid liner. The wand is so sturdy, and I actually need another one, I think. Oh my. It's very good. I feel like I always get, again, exactly what I need from this, especially because a lot of times with eyeliner, I get, like, my eyes get kind of sensitive, and this is the one that gives me the cleanest application out of all the liquids, I should say. That is the best one for a sharp, clean eyeline. If I want a softer eyeline, that's when you get this runner-up, because there's 3 types, right? There's powder, there's gel, there's charcoal. 4 charcoal, and there's liquid. So let's say this is the liquid king to me. Moving on, Black Opal. I bought a couple things from Black Opal this year, and I like all of them, but this is the one that blew my top. Like, this is Nude Glow 210. It's a highlighter stick, and honestly, it was the whole reason why I now understand how to use highlighter, is thanks to this stick. The fact that it was called Nude Glow is what made it appealing to me. You should have seen this in my vanity tour videos. I was struggling with highlighter and like where to put it for so long, and then this came along and it really started to open my eyes and my mind to where and how and what tones of highlighter might be the ones that I like. That was crazy to me, like, because gold really wasn't working for me the way I wanted it to. It's not that it looks bad, it's just it wasn't giving me the feeling I was looking for, but I didn't know what to look for outside of gold. And this came along and it was everything I needed it to be and then some. It has since opened the door for me for other colors like purples and like icy blues and pinks, and using some of my, you know, eyeshadows once again as illuminators, because for a while I was getting kind of lost in the sauce. This put me back on track. It is credited with everything that has to do with illumination in my life. Go back to eyes again, and the winning eye palette of the year, the best find of the year, is the Nubian 2. Now, I know it didn't come out this year, but like I said, those kinds of things don't matter to me. I get the makeup I want when I want to get it, not a moment sooner, not a moment later. You see me use it multiple times this year, and off camera I've used it even more. I feel like there's a color for everything right here in this palette. This is one of the palettes I bought this year, and I feel like I've used it the most out of all the palettes I got this year. This is the one that I have gravitated to more this year, just because of the variety that I can get from here. Like, the sky's the limit. And the thing is, I use it a lot more in the summertime, but during the fall, it could also be a staple fall color because it's got what people consider fall colors, like this Kenya, Jezebel, Morocco, yeah, Sheba, Madagascar, Egypt, even Nefertiti, really. Anyway, so I've really enjoyed this palette in these transition seasons, and I'm looking forward to many years together. And last but not least, Vaseline Lip Therapy. Love it. Putting it on like a lip mask before you go to sleep, it did wonders for my mouth. Putting it on underneath matte lipsticks is fantastic. Putting it on underneath liquid lipsticks is fantastic. Putting it on and leaving the house is fantastic. It's just good, and it's a staple. Everybody knows Vaseline, and yes, this one was limited edition, pink bubbly. It's just Vaseline in a tin. So the only thing that made it special was the fragrance and the color. And a bonus, number 10. This number 10, the bonus, is actually the most important of them all. And it was the simple fact of loving how I look. Period. Because all of these things, they no longer become expression or fun for me if I don't like what I look like. If I don't already like how I look. It takes away the aspect of expressing a concept or enhancing something that I am really into, or just doing something that I like to do. None of that matters when I can't look in the mirror and like who I am and what I look like. You know, I've only been on YouTube on this channel doing this for 2 years now. November, December, 2 years and 5 months. And early last year, around winter time, I remember having this thing where I had started to really look at my face. I know that sounds weird. You know, we all look at our faces in the mirror and everything, but when you start doing something like beauty YouTube or something, you start to notice your face, every detail of your face more, especially because I purposely do a lot of close-ups because I wanted to show skin texture. I was really trying to emphasize that. Sometimes when you're looking at people in a camera, they're far enough away and they want to show you the best light so that the product looks its best. But I wanted to show you some of these things as close to my face as possible so you can see what it looks like on real skin. Like, I'm not saying other people's skin isn't real. What I am saying is that I wanted you guys to know that there wasn't some extra like step you had to take to make your skin look absolutely like a shiny marble slab before makeup can look cute. I just wanted to show it on a face. And so I did a lot of close-ups so you could see, you know, my texture. You could see my pores. You can see like my breakouts. You can see my lines, everything. So that you can see what the makeup looks like almost in real life. So you can see all those things. You see my moles, all that stuff, like my, you know, my face moles and stuff. And like looking at all this stuff, it started to affect me, and I started to question, like, you know, girl, do you really be out here getting that close to the camera? Like, do you really want people like talking to you about the condition of your skin and all that stuff? And I was like, I can't live my life worrying about what people are gonna say about a face only I have to deal with every day. And if I start letting that affect how I feel about my face, that's the real problem. So I decided I wasn't going to care about what people said about my face or my skin texture. And it's just, I felt like that was the most powerful thing that I found this year, was actually realizing, well, Martha Bang, you already like your face. There's no reason for you to change your mind. And I was like, it's not like I've never seen these things before. It's just that now that I was putting it on a bigger scale than my bathroom mirror, it started to feel like I needed to care in a negative way. I needed to want to fix it. I needed to want to change it or cover it somehow. And I realized, no, I don't. No, I don't. And that was really, really powerful for me. I felt like I was getting back to my true self, where I felt like the reason I started this channel was just to bring a bit of me into the beauty world, to show that the everyday is beautiful, the delicate is beautiful, the ordinary is beautiful. Okay? That's it. Thanks for watching my 9 beauty finds of 2019. Get it? It was 9 for 2019. I wonder if you knew that at the beginning, or did you get it just now at the end of the video? Either way, thanks for watching to the end of the video. I'll see you tomorrow for day 8. Can you guess what it's going to be? You can't. You'll see it tomorrow. Bye!